Since the market has slowed, Charleston home builders are sitting on massive amounts of inventory, which means now is the time to snag those new construction home deals. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. As always, I am Bill Olson, your favorite YouTubing Charleston realtor. And that's right, right now, I think personally is the best time to buy new construction. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the recipe to snag a deal. So if we take the last 2 years, how builders have adapted to what the market was over the last 2 years. Sprinkle in a little bit of this shifting market and slowing things down, put it in the oven, 350, 25 minutes or so, out pops a great deal, right? Actually, yeah, it is that easy. All right, so let me explain. Now, generally in a normal market, builders do offer incentives for purchasing one of their homes. Usually it's tied to using their preferred attorney and their preferred lender. So for example, you find a Lennar home, they say you use our lender, our closing attorney, we'll pay $5,000 in your closing costs. My client says, great, $5,000 free dollars, let's move forward. At that point, they would pick their lot, they would pick their floor plan, they would pick their finishes, and then they would wait and wait and wait, and 6 to 8 months later, they would move into their home. But things are different now. So if we take the past 2 years, now builders stopped doing that. Not the incentives, a lot were still doing the incentives, but it was how they were selling their homes. Instead of going in and picking your lot and your floor plan and your finishes and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then supply chain issues and waiting longer, they decided, if we just start building homes, we pick the floor plans, we pick the finishes, we pick what lot they're going to go on, the demand is there that we can sell these homes. And it was a smart move for them. Inventory was low. They said, we can create the inventory. Let's bring the demand to us. So that's what they did. And it was a great plan. It worked. Buyers were happy because there were no long delays because they couldn't get windows or they couldn't get breaker boxes. But guess what? Things changed. Things changed pretty quickly. So now we've got these builders that were building all these homes, selling all these homes. All of a sudden, demand drops. So now what? Well, builders now have a surplus of inventory that they have to sell. A lot of these homes are completely finished and can close in 30 days. Some might be a little bit further out and can close in 45 to 60 days. So this greatly helps a buyer with their timeline to be able to get into that house sooner. But here's where it really gets interesting and really benefits the buyer, because it's not just one builder that has a surplus of inventory. It's most builders, most production builders right now have all this inventory. So now they are incentivizing you more than ever to purchase their product over the next one. Why should you purchase this Pulte home in the neighborhood right next to a Lennar home, which is right next to a neighborhood with a D.R. Horton home? Well, they are throwing money at buyers. And it's not just in the sense of the $5,000 here, $7,500 in closing costs. I mean, they're literally stacking incentives one on top of each other to get you to purchase their homes because they don't want to sit on them any longer. Here's a real life example of a client that just closed on a Pulte home. Now, we were looking in a few different neighborhoods, and then we came across this Pulte home that they had just dropped the price nearly $40,000. I think it was over $40,000. And on top of that, they were offering $15,000 in closing costs. So all right there, we're looking at $55,000 in incentives. But it gets even better. Because this home was nearly finished and could close in 30 days, we were able to negotiate another $4,500 for the lender, or for Pulte to pay for them to break their lease so that they could move in sooner. So when it was all said and done, we got nearly 10% off the price of this home because the builder wanted to move it. And this is happening in almost every neighborhood where you're able to stack these deals one on top of each other. And one of the biggest ones that almost every builder is offering right now that you may have seen is called a 2-1 rate buy down. Now, my clients that just closed are actually using some of that $15,000 to buy their rate down to a 2-1 buy down. Now let me explain how this works, because I think it's the best thing to happen in this market right now. Now this isn't just with new construction with this 2-1 buy down I'm about to tell you about. It actually works in resale homes as well, where I'm seeing a ton of buyers able to negotiate for the seller to buy down their mortgage rate. So here's how it works. Let's say you qualify for 6.5% interest rate. With the 2-1 buy down, year one, your rate is bought down 2 whole percentage points, which means that year one, you are paying a 4.5% interest rate. Year two is a 5.5% interest rate, and years 3 through 30 goes back up to that original 6.5%. Now, because it is a buy down, it is not an adjustable rate mortgage. So don't think that at any time it could go higher than that. No, it is set at 2% lower the first year, 1% lower the second year, and then whatever rate you qualified for at the beginning will be years 3 through 30. But here's the even better part. It can be refinanced at any time. So let's say at some point rates drop to 5%. Guess what? At any time, you can refinance, and then you have that 5% for 30 years. For example, if you have a loan amount of $500,000 with that 6.5% interest rate and the 2-1 buy down, over 2 years, you're going to save over $11,000 in mortgage payments. In that first year, your mortgage payment is going to be the same as a $400,000 loan at a 6.5% rate, because you're getting a $500,000 loan at a 4.5% interest rate. So never in my career have I seen builders just throwing this much money at buyers to incentivize them. I mean, $60,000, $70,000 off their list price and in closing costs is absolutely unheard of. Use this to your advantage. Negotiate an even better deal with them on something that can close in 30 to 60 days. So what are you seeing where you are? Like, are you seeing builders do what they're doing here in Charleston and stacking 2-3 different incentives on top of each other? Or is it business as usual with here's your $3,000 to $5,000 in closing costs and take it or leave it, we'll find another buyer? Like, let us know down in the comments. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you're looking to sell or buy anywhere, new construction or pre-owned in the greater Charleston area, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. My name is Bill Olson. I will put all my contact information down below. Hit me up on emails, text, socials, give me a call, whatever your preferred method is. Check out this video right here because I really think you're going to like it. I'll see you over there on the next one.